Hey, welcome back. This is Prepping Data week 7 for 2023. In this challenge, we're looking for frauds, finding out frauds. We're combining a lot of data sets together, so we're going to be doing a lot of joins in SQL. Okay, so we have a lot of requirements for all kinds of different tables to work on and then bring them all together at the end. So I'm going to work through each of these in turn and then think about how I'm going to join them together later. Okay, so first one, transaction path, make sure the field name mentions matches other tables. So account from should be from. I didn't quite understand this, so and also in SQL we don't need to worry about this until right at the end in terms of our naming conventions. So I'm going to leave this one. So account information, make sure there are no null values. We can do by saying, okay, so saying where account holder ID is not null. Nulls have to be handled specially, so this is not coming into play here to filter out those nulls. Okay, so we're now going to go and find there's one row for each account holder. So yeah, you can see here where we've got two account holders in the same row here. We want to try and split those out to different rows. So in Snowflake, what I'm going to do is do a lateral split to table. It comes up like this. I'm going to do this on my account holder ID and split on that comma. Okay, so what's happened because of my lateral split? I've now got that table I had before, those values, but I've got this extra duplicated row down here where I have that comma in there. You can see here that what's been added on here is this sort of index and these different values. So I've got that those two values are now different rows, which is great. But I now also have indexes. I have that sequence as well. So a lot of information here to tell me that this was originally the second row and that this is like the order in which those two values came out. Very useful. So what I'm going to do is reshape my query to use value instead of account holder ID and rename it as that. So it looks like the same table, but now we've been able to split out these types of rows. So if we rerun that, you can see that this second row, same account numbers, different account holder IDs. Again, there's also the same balance. I'm not overly happy with that, but this is what the query, the task is asking for. Okay, so on the account holders table, make sure phone numbers start with 07. So I'm going to put a semicolon here and then have a look at my account holders. Okay, so if I also look at this account holder, so I've got this contact number I need to turn to 07. The contact number is coming in as a numerical value, a float in this case. So what I can do is convert this to a string and then paste an O, a 0 in front of it, so I have that 07. So all I need to do now is to go and add 0, do that, and I can paste these two together using this vertical slash. If you're using other SQL providers, you might have to go and do cast. So go and cast that contact number as a data type. You then also might have to concat the O and the number together. So when it's asking me to bring all these tables together, it's probably good to have a look at what I'm trying to get to at the end. So I want a list of transactions from like two different accounts from original accounts and information about those accounts as well. So I'm going to start with these transactions and then find out the account information related to those. Okay, so I've got my transaction details. I can now join this to my transaction path to then work out which accounts this came from. Okay, so I run that and now get this account to account from coming in. So I know there's accounts from, that's our account holders in this case. So I'm going to go and join this to this. So I'm going to bring this in as a common table expression and then join to that. I'm going to join on my account number. Yeah. Okay, and last we've got this account holders data, and I'm going to join this on the account holder ID. Okay, you see those details coming through as well. I'm going to bring in that phone number too. Okay, so now I've joined all my tables together. Okay, so let's go and add all these filters into my where clause. I can see in Snowflake that my query here for my cancelled has no or yes. So I'm just going to filter in just to keep the no's. So I also want to only keep transactions greater than 1,000. And then lastly, I want to remove any platinum accounts. Okay, so that's my query. I'm now just going to go and tidy up all those columns as well, because I bringing every column back. That's not what we need for the output. So I'm going to go check back to the output and then go and update my query just to have the columns we need. Let's get this. So there's an extra comma there. Move that. Okay, banned to get this ambiguous column name transaction ID because it doesn't know which transaction ID I want. So here we have two, just saying which table do you want it from. Yeah, that is it. We've got our output. That's all looking pretty good to me. Okay, so there's my solution for week 7. Check back next time for week 8. Bye.